Seguo con apprensione e dolore.
I'm following apprehensively and sorrowfully what is happening in Israel, where the violence has exploded even more ferociously, causing hundreds of deaths and casualties.
Pope Francis's first remarks following the October 7th attacks, calling for peace in Israel and Palestine. Speaking 1 year later, the Holy Father adds, quote, "There is one thing that I wish to say to you from the bottom of my heart, dear brothers and sisters, but also to the men and women of every confession and religion who in the Middle East are suffering from the insanity of war. I am close to you. I am with you." Many church leaders joined in the Holy Father's calls for peace, prayer, and action to help victims on both sides of the conflict. EWTN's Catherine Hadro gives us a look at the Catholic response to the attacks.
Esprimo la mia vicinanza alle famiglie delle vittime.
I express my closeness to the families and victims. I am praying for them and for all who are living hours of terror and anguish.
Just one day after the October 7th terror attacks, the Holy Father was quick to respond, condemning the loss of innocent life by armed combatants at a music festival. Since then, he has used almost every public appearance to call for an end to the violence.
Terrorism and war do not lead to any resolutions, but only to the death and suffering of so many innocent people.
Church leaders across the globe have joined the Holy Father in his plea for peace. From the Archdiocese of Manila to dioceses across the United States issuing statements condemning the violence. Bishop David Malloy, who heads the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops Committee on International Justice and Peace, called on the faithful and all people of goodwill to not grow weary and to continue to pray for peace. Church leaders took to the pulpit and to Twitter in support for the victims, like Archbishop Vigneron of the Archdiocese of Detroit and Cardinal Timothy Dolan of the Archdiocese of New York.
My heart goes out to the assaulted people of Israel.
New York City has a long history of strong Catholic-Jewish relations.
And to our Jewish community we cherish as friends and neighbors back home in New York, realizing with tears that their Sabbath yesterday was anything but peaceful.
One of the most outspoken advocates for peace has been Cardinal Pier Battista Pizzaballa, Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem.
I'm with you. Your suffering and pain are my concern.
He is particularly focused on the Christian minority in the region, whom he said was caught in the crossfire of the conflict.
And I dedicate all my time in prayer, first of all, but also in dialogue with all the responsible in order to put an end to this situation as soon as possible and to support you as much as we can.
Pizzaballa made international headlines when he offered himself in exchange for Israeli children taken hostage by Hamas on October 7th.
Cardinal Pizzaballa is leading the way in most of the region, and he certainly, has provided support and assistance to people within Gaza as well as the West Bank.
He showed solidarity with Catholics and Christians in Gaza when he visited the parish of the Holy Family, where hundreds of Palestinians have taken refuge since the outbreak of war.
Since October 1 year ago, that little Christian community has been living inside the compound of the Holy Family parish. Today, I just heard there are about 450 Catholics or Christians in the Holy Rosary compound, and then there are 200 Orthodox as well.
The Catholic response on the ground also came in the form of relief services that answered the dire humanitarian crisis that emerged.
CRS has reached over 1.2 million people so far.
Organizations like Catholic Relief Services, Aid to the Church in Need, Caritas Internationalis, that already serve many in the region, quickly shifted to emergency relief mode for the hundreds of thousands of civilians that were forced to flee.
Right away started providing assistance to people on the ground.
Providing life-saving staples to the thousands of refugees in Gaza and the West Bank.
Shelter, bedding, food, sanitation supplies, as well as water and hygiene materials.
Many of these aid workers put themselves in harm's way to help.
Many of our staff have lost family members, and we've had staff injured. people are just showing great courage and being heroic.
And as the war spread to southern Lebanon,
the Maronite and Christian community has been suffering a lot from the ravages of Hezbollah over Lebanon.
So did the aid.
At last count, there were about 9,000 Christians in 3 different villages not far from the Israeli border. And so again, we had food programs, hygiene programs to help those who were staying, who were afraid to leave as well, to give up their homes.
The Catholic response on the ground will continue throughout the Middle East as long as needed.
Let us pray that there will be peace in Israel and Palestine.
And so will the prayers of the faithful.
Prayer is so important at this time because we can't imagine the fear of the people there, the Christians, who have seen so much war already.
Catherine Hadro, EWTN News Nightly.